All right.
Morning.
Greetings, everyone. Sorry I'm not able to participate by video, but I'm here by audio. So I think from our side, on the team, the city side, I assume everybody knows everybody else, but if not, I'll have everybody introduce themselves. Whoever's on the call on behalf of the city, just introduce yourself if you would.
This is Heather Carrizales. I'm the HR manager.
Amy Miller, Administrative Services Director.
Tom Grimaldi, Police Chief.
Matt Jones, City Attorney.
And I'm Wayne Helsby, the Chief Negotiator. Gary, who have you got on the line?
Okay, Justin, you want to go ahead first?
Yep, I'm Justin White, President of the POPA.
I'm Jared Alvarado, the Vice President of the POPA.
Jeremy Bird, Secretary.
Ted Kurtz, Treasurer, POPA.
Greg Cook, Business, IEPA.
Where'd Warren go?
And Warren just disappeared, but he was here.
And Gary Wilson, Attorney for the Union.
Is that Oak Hill Connection?
All right, Gary, I thought today we would at least discuss the ground rules that I sent over to you for consideration.
Yes.
Had a chance to look through those?
Yeah, we have, and our team has. We don't have an issue with them other than the date in the second paragraph references the contract of September. We believe it should be September 30, 2020, not 2017. When it references the expiration date.
Oh, yeah, we can change that. That's no problem.
Okay. The other question we had, and you answered it by email, I guess we don't have to perhaps address it unless there's been some further thought about it, is the number of union representatives that could be present while being paid. You know, the union would like to be able to have its full board there, which is 5. I think you had said the preference was to stay with 2.
Right. That hasn't changed. Yeah, that's our position.
Okay. And Justin, you guys okay with that for now?
Yes, we're good with proceeding forward with that.
Okay. Okay. So Justin, after that one change of 2017 to 2020, we're prepared to have him sign off on it and date it.
I'll go ahead and make that change, Gary. You want me to send it to you or have it sent to Justin?
You could send it to Justin, just copy me on it, and then Justin, when you print and sign it, just send me back a signed copy as well. And then, of course, I don't know who's going to sign for the city, but if you would, just get us a fully executed copy.
Okay.
We'll get it done.
Okay. The other, then with the ground rules out of the way, we thought today we're not prepared to necessarily make a formal proposal, you know, article by article, although we have conferred on our side, and we think for today's purposes, we'd like to mainly do as we're doing, just kind of meet and greet with one another, and then maybe establish a next meeting date within a couple of weeks, and we would be prepared to come back with a contract. And in fact, we will probably utilize significant aspects of the current PBA contract, but we would be prepared to sit down, and we can probably TA several of those articles as we go through it. Obviously, there's ones that we may have to have subsequent meetings for, but we would be more prepared, I think, in a couple of weeks. But the big thing that we would like to address today would be the MOU or some version of it, like I sent over about an hour and a half ago. Justin and Jared can tell you, and those others from our side can tell you that obviously when something happens like we've had here with a contract expiring, and in this case an actual new union coming into the picture, there's all kinds of rumors. Jamie, I think, has tried to address those in the past. That doesn't stop them from happening, though, oh my gosh, what's going on with the contract? So I proposed and put in writing a very short MOU to just memorialize what we think would be fair to everybody, and that's just an understanding that the contract that just expired is going to remain in status quo in all respects while we try to expeditiously negotiate a new contract.
So Gary, I had sent you a letter, which is our understanding, the city's understanding of PERC's case law as it relates to that issue. When a certified bargaining agent like the PBA is displaced in favor of another certified bargaining agent, you all, the case law is very clear that the former agreement it just ceases to exist. It's
Right.
null and so that is our position. We're not willing to agree to have that contract be extended or be the status quo until a new one is agreed to. In fact, you specifically mentioned the grievance and arbitration procedure. I can tell you that the city is going to be proposing to you a very different grievance and arbitration procedure. Maybe the next time we meet, but here fairly soon. So we understand that there are certain parts of the agreement relating to benefits and things of that nature that are by law the status quo, and that's fine. We'll abide by that. But we're not willing to wholesale agree and adopt the former agreement. That's just not something we're willing to do.
Okay. Well, then I suggest we schedule our next meeting as soon as possible. I think that would be best for everybody. Because
Yeah, and the next, well, if it's okay with you all and you're not worried about COVID issues and things of that nature, we don't have a problem with meeting in person. We'll obviously take the appropriate precautions in terms of social distancing and all that, but unless you have concerns, and if you do, that's fine, just let us know. But we don't have an issue in having kind of an in-person meeting if you want to.
No, we would prefer an in-person meeting. That's another reason we probably could have made a formal proposal today, but decided we think it's best when people can sit across the table. And yes, just to backtrack for a moment, yes, I was aware of your letter, aware of the legal argument that you made in that letter, but nonetheless, for harmony within the department that the chief is having to oversee and people like Justin are having to deal with, we thought for harmony purposes, the city might be wanting to agree to an MOU, even if you were to say it was excluding the grievance and arbitration article, just to tamp down some of the rumors and the uncertainties and the discomfort level within the department.
Well, there's not much we can do with the rumors and hearsay and gossip. It happens in every department, but we're just not willing as a city to adopt the agreement going forward as the status quo. We'll hopefully meet and do so frequently and get another agreement in place as soon as possible.
Okay, and we will be presenting, I know that Jamie was involved, perhaps Matt and yourself as well, with a PGA or with the PBA when they had a wage proposal being discussed. We have done a wage study and we'll be presenting when we get together the next time then some additional wage numbers and proposals. I think Jamie has seen some, and I know Justin has as well, but we want to try to keep Port Orange competitive. And Greg Cook can tell you that he and I have been bouncing around Volusia County because practically every agency up there is coming up. If they aren't now, it's just a matter of time. And of course, Wayne, you and I sat across the table for New Smyrna Beach just a short while ago. So we know that Port Orange is a little behind right now in terms of wages. And that's obviously because these other departments have just done contracts. And I'm going to be sitting in DeLand tomorrow, and likely we're going to be wrapping up their contract, if not very close to it. And I can tell you that looking at the numbers at Port Orange, we got to do some work there. Now, I do know the Chief Grimaldi is aware of that as well, though, and knows that he's going to be needing to actively recruit and seek to retain your current officers. So that's even more reason we'd like to meet.
Look forward to getting proposals. Sounds like you ought to just get an office over in Volusia County, Gary.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm over there several days a week.
We're going to need a little time to get together ourselves and prepare some proposals so we have a good, productive meeting when we meet next. Do you want to just shoot me some dates that your team is available in the next few weeks, and I'll match it with ours and establish it that way? That might be easier than us trying to all get our calendars out.
Okay. I'll get with Justin and his team. We'll propose some dates, and if Justin and his team are comfortable with it, I personally, but I want to find out from them. We might even send you over our proposed contract a day or so in advance if we get it all put together, and I think we can, to where you and your team, Wayne, can review it and we can make our time the most efficient.
Yeah.
And maybe identify those articles that we know we can TA. Obviously, we know wages are going to take some time. It sounds like the grievance article is going to take some time to discuss, but a bulk of what we're going to be addressing is probably going to be things that we can all agree to. And
that would be great.
Yeah.
That would perfect things and give us a more productive time together. And we'll try to do the same to the extent that we come up with proposals that we intend on giving to you at our next meeting. We'll make every effort to get those to you in advance. And
Okay.
I also suggest that if it's okay with you, that when you get your calendars together and have some times that we maybe set a couple of meetings, 2 or 3, and space them apart and see if we can't get them all on the books.
Okay, so you're saying at our next meeting, come with several dates, maybe 2 to 3 weeks apart, where we can maybe go ahead and schedule 2 to 3 meetings ahead?
Either that, Gary, or when you give to me your team's availability for our next meeting, if you want to, you can give me your team's availability over the next, say, month or 2 even, and we can try to establish some dates just from
Okay.
that. Either
Okay.
way, whatever works best for you.
Okay. Do you want the overall first proposal to come from us, or do you already have something that you and your team is working on?
We don't have a proposal yet ourselves. We do intend on putting something together to give to you. It probably won't be a full contract. It will be probably on some scattered articles. So, we might even exchange things, that are the same concepts. It's hard to say. Whatever you want to give to us by way of a contract that maybe is a full contract or close to it or whatever, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I think we're leaning towards going ahead, maybe providing a full contract that we can to maybe speed things along, and then maybe our next meeting, if we do that, we could block off maybe a couple of hours or so to see how much of it we can get through.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything further. Justin, do you and your team have any comments for now?
No, we don't have anything. We just look forward to getting to the table and getting this hashed out.
Okay. How about you, Greg? Anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Greg, that's not characteristic of you. Usually you have something to say.
Well, since you brought it up, Wayne, I do have some concerns about the grievance procedure, especially in today's the error what these officers are encountering on a day-to-day basis. Not have that in place is just leaving them out in the wind for the most part. And a lot of these agencies, most of the agencies, 99% of the agencies in Volusia County have the just cause and the binding arbitration procedure. I'm just a little worried because I've heard through the grapevine that a lot of these people that are at Port Orange are looking to jump ship if this negotiation kind of goes south, going to Volusia County or other agencies that they feel they're going to have a little better career and a little more safety. So the arbitration and the grievance procedure, I think, is kind of important. We signed that off with South Daytona within 30 minutes.
Understood. We hear you. We'll take that into consideration.
Okay.
Anybody on our have anything for the good of the order before we conclude?
No, I just echo Officer White's sentiments. I look forward to getting to the table and hammering this out as soon as possible with you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Very
we
good.
may-
Well,
we may-
send you a copy of that MOU with that date change and a signature on it. And we look forward to hearing from you in terms of your dates of availability.
Yeah, Wayne, let me ask you real quick. We might be providing you some dates as early as maybe mid to late next week, just to possibly address one of the concerns that Greg just raised. So I say that to say, don't be surprised if you see some proposed dates fairly quickly, so that we can try to meet as soon as possible.
I'll look forward to getting them from you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Chief.
All right. See ya.
Bye-bye.